Hi, I'm Nadia Giordana, and you're watching WomanVision TV. It's where women talk. I have an inspiring guest today, Nikki Abramson. Let's talk to her directly and let her tell her story in her own words. Hi, Nikki. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Nikki, you're younger than my average guest, but you have such an inspiring story. So why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the challenges you've gone through and what you've had to overcome?
Sure. Well, overcoming is a huge part of my life. I would say the first challenge was being a Korean American adoptee. I came here around 6 months old, adopted, and just the challenges it is to be a person of color in the United States. The other thing was I was diagnosed when I was about 6 years old with a rare condition called mitochondrial myopathy. And basically it means I can't make aerobic energy. So the lactic acid builds up quickly and I can't walk very far. Okay. So I got diagnosed when I was 6 years old, and then lots of other things to overcome, challenges to overcome with that. Upon graduating from college in 2009, I was in a pretty severe car accident.
Oh, okay.
And in the car accident, spurred on what's called dystonia, which is one of the third biggest movement disorders, and it's on the same family as Parkinson's. So from that, I've been bedridden and just unable to drive far, and just unable to really work a whole lot because my body is constantly fighting.
It's about those challenges then. And how did it come about that you decided to write about these challenges? Your book is called I Choose Hope. Let's show that for a moment. We'll put it on the screen too. Your book is titled I Choose Hope. So how did it come about that you decided to write about these challenges, and then how did it become a book?
You know, it's interesting you asked that because I am not a writer. I never really enjoyed writing. And what happened was about 2 years ago, three friends from three different walks of life had said, Nikki, your story is so inspiring to people, and I think you really should share that. And at first it was a motivational speaking type of sharing, and then I decided, in order to get really my speaking going, I should write about it. So I just started writing, and I feel like it just kind of came to me. The words just came, and the project really lasted for probably about 2.5, close to 3 years, which I think I heard is pretty fast to publish a book. But for me, it was it just really, I feel like it was God driven, and the words just came to be. So I feel like there's a lot of inspiration from other people, just saying that I have a message to bring to people and to encourage people and inspire them.
And so in there you do talk about how you overcame some of the challenges that you had in the book. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah, I talk a lot about this idea of hope. And, we have a lot of choices in life. We can choose what we wear or what kind of coffee we drink. And I think a big choice we have is we can look at, struggles are a part of our lives. We can either look at it as though we have a cloud over our heads, or we can look at it as an opportunity to do things. So I look at this idea of hope as an opportunity. So H, for example, stands for hold on to faith. So we all have faith in something. What do you have faith in? O stands for opportunities. So look for the opportunities in your life. What can you do? Even if you can't do certain things in your life, now that you have these medical challenges, like for me or whatever it is, what can you do? P says process your learning. So take time to reflect upon yourself and what are you learning throughout this journey. And then E is encourage the soul. So what is it that is encouraging you? So for me, it's theater. I do a lot of theater. I love seeing theater shows. So when I was really bedridden, what had really helped me was to go see shows. So I saw about 10 either community theater shows, professional shows, and that really helped to encourage my soul.
You know what I like about that is, and hope seems to be your word. I read a blog post on your blog about asking your readers to come up with that one word that describes their coming year. And I think for you, hope is that word. Is that correct?
It is correct. It's funny because hope has always been this word for me, and people have always said this is my word, and I truly believe it. But I think there are times, and I'm sure this happens to you too, where you want to have hope. You so desperately want to have this thing called hope. But days are hard, and there are days where I don't feel well, and just life is hard. But I realized that I want to incorporate this idea of hope into my everyday being, and so that no matter where I go, I'm actually speaking and living what I actually am doing. So I don't want to just write something to write something. I want to be living what I write and what I say.
Well, that's so great. And through all of this, you found the time and somehow the energy to build a career, to become a mentor, a teacher, a performer. I probably left out a couple of things. You can fill that in. Tell us about what you've done to build these exciting things, and a lot of that has to do with your work in the community, doesn't it?
It does. I started ever since about 4th grade, actually, volunteering at the Hennepin County Library. And I've just been, volunteering, building my resume up since then. A lot working with kids. I actually never had a job about working with kids or teaching. So that's my background in teaching, and I love teaching. So I work teaching kids how to act, and I teach kids to dance. And as well as I'm also the chair of what's called the Resource Committee of Adopted Adults. And we're just a group of about 10 or so people that are adopted and are adults, and we just meet monthly, and I help facilitate panels and webinars and social events for the adoption community. I'm also really involved in theater and really helped people engage in the theater community, as well as just do a lot of coaching, one-on-ones with people, especially through my church. I mentor a group of about 5 or so sophomore students who in turn mentor 6th graders.
Oh, that's great. Well, is there anything I haven't asked you that you want to be sure the viewers to know?
Yeah, I would just say this, that life is hard, and we all go through our struggles and our challenges. What I really want to encourage you to do is to look inside yourself, to really find whatever that is that keeps spurring you on. What wakes you up in the middle of the night, and what gets you up the next morning to do what you do. And for me, that is helping other people and encouraging them on their journey, no matter where they are in life. So I just want to encourage the listeners here to really look deep inside themselves and find out what is their mission statement. How do they want to live their life? So for me, it's hope, and I want to live a hopeful life and encourage and inspire other people. So what is it for you?
It's great. That almost takes you out of yourself and the troubles and challenges that you have and puts that focus somewhere else, and that just takes you right along with it. I think that's wonderful.
I agree.
Well, before we go, if viewers want to get more information, how can they get a hold of you and see the things that you're doing, find your book?
Sure, yeah, there's 2 websites that I have. One is NikkiAbramson.com, and that website is more of my resumes through teaching and through acting specifically. I do a lot of work in politics too. And then the other website is renewingyourhope.com, which is my business. I have a business called Renew Hope LLC, and that's my business, which is more talking about motivational speaking coaching.
Well, that's wonderful. Nikki, thank you for being here
Appreciate your
today.
time.
You're wonderful.